Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
Omulamano bagenda bawunyiriza obubino kuyakuba nti abasajja
tobebaza misindi
bagenda
bawunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi
okerawo ekyo kya sirimu
bawunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi
so abasajja tweddeko kubanga kawuka nfitisi abantu katambuza
abo bagenda bawunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi
tali katagemanya
bawunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi
omukuku navu yatu
teri misinde gya kabaka
bakola ki
bagenda bawunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi Brabe
Mzee Tamale
munyiriza bubina bw'abakazi
babera mukuddu
bagenda bamunyiriza bubina bw'abakazi bena abakazi bekyalina mu market ne beepika hapana it is psychology omukazi bwe yerokinga ennyo abagezi bamuddukako
omukazi gasayerookinga ennyo okerokinga otegeeza ki okerokinga otegeeza ki
neyeteekako ebyamaanyi ennyo men are fearful
nakuba makeup nakola biki
bagenda bajibubino atasobola kuddukira mama we nga mulwadde agenda mu alaga obubina nolaba nono waliwo munaffe omu n'omulangira gadimba nono simanyi kabaddeyo kano kakabusenga bagenda bugenda buwunya
abasajja badde badduka wacha abantu badde badduka
banoonya bakazi
babadde mukuba nti abasajja feddeko mukulwanisa sirimu toliko buli agenza abadde sibafumu
banoonya bakazi nebawunyabunya gadimba teyabaddeyo omulangira gadimba
simumanyi
yamanyiddwa mu kigulira magala eddiba ezizigwera mu byansonyi waliwo omulenzi bwenu ogenda omunyiriza mu bubina bw'abakazi si misinde
gyakabaka ensi ekulaba bweyogera ebigambo ebyeyogera abantu bamukudduka
scientifically bimanyi ogenda bawunyiriza kadimba
ey'omutanda
what women should do is look decently omukazi omusajja abooza kati oyo yafaanana bw'atyo they end up with their house boys, they end up with their security people, they end up with their managers. Why? They scare away other men. Men of substance.
Omukyala gasayire okunyala okinga nnyo
bagenda ne basibu bagenda bafaako emabega
kale
bwekyamudduka oba okudduka kwe kuwenya siriimu aliwa taliiwo
Mzee Tamale awo mjala tuveewo njala tutandike n'ensonga y'okuba nti waliwo oda yayisiddwa
ate bavaayo basiize balala waliwo onodduka ennyo yasoose kubalaga mukazi we are you married the most beautiful mukazi we yawangula bw'empaka z'abanalu what if you are married ye mumbejja oba nesiobi buli kaseera ye ajaguza buli alabika ne baatula enfu oye musajja ayina baatula enfu yewagawaga nnyo omulenzi ono ayinza okuba ne baatula enfu
okwewagawaga kweyewagawaga
nolita yasinga okubeera mugundi bukedde jjana kumulonda mu mpaka z'abasinza okuwanga love in Africa African men we show our love in the bedroom look what these Europeans they kiss in
the public
but how many divorces do they just
andi muna abakazi batugamba ffe tulina mukwano baagala bali abazungu balina love
an African man expresses his love affair
in the bedroom
wakitalo nnyo nalaga you see in logic it means nti gwe either one of you teyali wakufumbirwa kati you are showing mwali mugamba sobola kuwasa mpasiza kojja kimba watwalira ow'omumbuga omulondo ayina okuba ina ekizibu they want to divert you see when you have the problems you divert ogenda ku beach nokola kinokola I've stayed with my wives for over 40 years ronda bekongamba kisi
nedda sibala sikulabanga
an African man how many do it an African man does not era kyomva mulaba marriage zammwe zifa ne mutwala abantu 100 waliwo gye batwala firiji tewabeerawo nga amasanyazi TV segundi gye batutte nti teti y'entebe teyita mu kalyango ate nga mu kiseera kino bw'oba otegeera nti ewaabwe w'omukazi baavu sooka ozimbe ennyo kuba gw'oswana ne bewatutte tebalina na kabini baba batudde bati okupama kubanga obeera kubuko bbanga ki apama akolola tewali na luki nenseka byayirapadidi araivolizimu nange entuusi tulaba abayimbi mugatto babuwanika akasaawa n'akawanika nalweso yaguliyaka nakavuka benzi Mercedes Benz zibuuze fe abamazina zebbanga nti eyo omwana asobola Mercedes Benz kameriyoni yaleese ekyuma enkyaya bwamusebe tubonga naawe kusaba sente werabyeko omuyimbi webwerwaze omuyimbi yejja wano yasaba Museveni sente yes you live beyond your means naye fe omiya mwerake maani first of all nadde Masindi jjo
Masindi waliyoki
aleka nkubuulire the Muhoozi wave is unstoppable
ne Mzee Tamale are you serious
the Muhoozi wave
no Mzee Tamale are you people serious that Muhoozi is coming for president?
Let me tell you how long did it take the Pope to come to Uganda? The Catholic missionaries arrived in Uganda in 1779. The Pope visited Uganda for the first time in 1969. How many years? Calculate. As long as the missionaries were there, the Pope just came to officiate something already done.
Okay.
Nebonogana muhozo kugerero. Atefa ba missionaries ku ground wetuli. Vamos, turn up.
Bamuganye okutweetinga anything.
Kanko bolire. Omusista omulungi. Kasi omujja mu convent n'omutwala abeere agabule ku mukolo gwa kibisho n'akuba mini abasajja ne balaba ku bisambi by'omusista ne balaba ku beef ne balaba ku ki bamunoonyayo mu convent. It has come too late.
Kati MK ye musista omulungi
takyadda
mu convent
balabye fe yetu lya papa abeere e Roma fe tukole abali ku ground
ne papa yanakkiriza
kuki
ye musimu
anti rafiki tulina wano traffic kuba bano baga nti bamwonoona bwe bamwonoona tukawa Besigye yono gwe bapedulinga
producer Mzee Tamale da katonda kuvaawo ngenda kusaba Mzee Tamale single shot bwe babyono nga mukawani
Besigye omugomu gwe kwasa kunkana but I'm happy. I watched Museveni's inner circle yesterday and now they're in a meeting. I think they have heard what I've told them.
Okay.
And the professor told them, instead of hating that man, invite him to address members of your family. You see, we have two problems. When a group of people remain in the power for many years, they develop a sense of belonging.
They
turn the first family into a ruling family.
A ruling family, yeah.
What applies to a monarch applies to them.
They create a dynasty.
A dynasty. And where you have, where you see a person in poverty, you cannot understand who hate you and who like you.
H2.
Buli oba ne sente.
Buli oba ne sente so ategeera bweki.
Zemba manyi. Bayine omugagga gye balaga ne bavayo nga bayonga. Olaba omusajja oyo. Olaba abenyinde empanvu nti atutadde na kunye eggulu. Kakati you create more trouble by your money.
Okay.
When they are before you, bamanye no gamba. Agende wa Museveni timumubuusa. Museveni tayagala kulya ebiba mirundi bibogera.
Alabye malungi gokka.
Ewaffe Besigye taliyo ne Bobi Wine tetumuwulirayo naye ate twagala obukadde ate
bwaki nga tebo muti
ate bataliyo
biri bulungi
blood goes where it is needed anti biri bulungi kakate Museveni talina katuwadde talina kajjabba waayo oba
muri bulungi okay
naye when nabakubya akatambi jjo why it was out of my personal initiative.
Yes.
Nembaga, you people, I fought with you for 9 years. In my traditional religion, I don't go beyond 9 years. Mbalazi ti munsobola. Nemba chibarikira for them senses. Kubanga enkuba gye and in fact I'm writing, I've written this morning why Muhoozi shall triumph. Shall triumph. Color the future Mugurama
Yorungi.
Why? The way they have defeated them is how Muhoozi has defeated them.
Okay.
Why? Already monkeys don't learn new tricks. Strategy yaabwe ono me yali to humble me nkomewo ogwoko
okumewo oddemu bakolere.
This man Museveni ampadde sente zange aziremedde. This man must come on his knees. Let me ask you, we were here before you came. My family has never paid for a family. Nga niringa kuchi
kituufu.
Why should I come for a second job when the first job created the problems in my body?
Oboddayo kukola ki?
Namala namwe emyaka 14 nebajjagala bujozi. I even regret the day met Museveni.
Za Tamale Mirundi bwatyo bwatandise.
First of all, embrace the challenges that we have today so we can prepare for the better future. I see no reason why you should still divide yourself up and push me into a presidential project which I actually no longer interested in. So the best thing we can do, what I would think and expect all of you to comply with, is that we can build a chamber, another political chamber behind the MK project, which can be a very, very, very potent backup that can give assistance, can increase the velocity and possibly the momentum of this grand project. Because now, if Musei has such a choice, and it is given no other options, then we have to subscribe for our political survival, financial survival, and the social survival. That is what I'm looking at. So amid these challenges that we are looking at, let me beg you, my people, I know come from different angles with the different perspectives. Of course, with my brother, some of you are not convinced enough, just like so many other people. But given a chance, there is still a lot of time for my brother to fix and fill all the missing gaps, which I believe can be done. So I don't want to be that person who's going to be perceived as a very persistent person with divergent views, with opposition views towards a grand scheme that encompasses all the family. So I'm going to say, I submit my sorry, and I would expect that you respect it. I'm not ready for another battle. I've been disambiguated, whatever progress I've been trying to make. So the only thing I'm left with is to have our ideology arrive, which can also be engulfed into the same MK project. So these are the things we're looking at, and I would request all of you, if we start off this chamber, we empower it, we drive it, who knows between now and then what can happen. But if we get to the opposition and we started to oppose, then who becomes the only contender in case anything happened between now and then? We are not gods, neither are we immortal. Anything can happen. Suddenly, we have experienced this several times. You see, certain death, you can fall ill. There are so many things I'm talking about. So what I'm really concentrating on is to make sure that I make you understand. I'm not just withdrawing my intent, but I'm making adjustments. So we stop internal wars. These internal wars are going to benefit no one but the opposition. They're going to help no one but, create enmity within us, some of which may become permanent and infinite, cross-generational. So I hope I'm understood. Neither do I want to be misunderstood. So looking at all of these challenges and what we can do, I think, let us reorganize ourselves. We create teams. We have NRM having so many political pressure groups. We have Team Thara, we have Team Mama, we have Team Muzei, we have YKM, whatever. There's so many projects. We can also create a chamber which can become also a powerhouse with a very powerful political chest, which we can transform, into an active mobilization project, an active, think tank, an active powerhouse. So we can always think about that. So I would thank you very much if we all become accomplice to this notion, so we avoid further conflicts. So instead of pushing me into what I really don't like, because I've not come out publicly to express my presidency, it is still in a silent mode. Secondly, we could have differences, personally, me and MK, but those differences might be ideological, which can ideologically be handled. There's nothing physical, there's nothing social about it, but it is all about that, and I'm not alone. We may have different backups, but we're not enemies because we still belong to the same family. So these are the things I'm looking at. If we can organize ourselves and we subtract all the negative energies, I think we can ride for the better. We've had several conflicts with different people, but all of that can be sorted. Thank you very much. So we have had from the man himself, and it is part of what I was telling you, that what we can do right now is simple. To comply to the situation, to the topic right now, we move together and we become another powerful agency. I call it a political club that can help to push further the greater agenda. And I believe this can be possible. We are looking at specifically younger people who can seize the media, both the mainstream and the social media. If we have such a people, very powerful enough to create a force of information, a very powerful information flow, it can help. It can help. We have a very fantastic product which can still be marketed and branded the other person. But you never know, like how the big man has just said, you may never know what happens to you tomorrow. You wake up alive, you sleep in the mortuary. Yeah? You wake up healthy, you sleep in the hospital bed. So much can happen, but you should always have a product worth a replacement of the main product. If you're a brewery, you should have beer. But in the case of anything, there should also be a very powerful wine that can do a replacement. And at the same time, you can also have spirits. Uganda breweries, Uganda Warachi, Tusker Malt. So this is what we are talking about. If you're saying Project MK is a standby generator from Zay, who is the MK's standby generator? We can create it. I hope you are getting it, and you're getting it right. So it specifically doesn't mean that MK is an enemy of Mosaic. Neither should it mean OR is an enemy of MK. So we can create a powerhouse. We can create a think tank. We can create a tank of ideas. We can still create a political chest, which can be MK's standby generator. Sometimes you don't have to trust the main grid, which can be exposed to cyber attacks, which can be exposed to road accidents, which can be exposed to powerful lightning, which can be exposed to earthquakes and wildfires. So those are the things we're looking at. So it is just a matter of how we are going to do it. I know we have very powerful adversaries, especially in the media, but of course when it comes to the mainstream media, we are good to go. Radio electronic media could be a challenge, but I think OR can also get there. I've been with Mwangusia, and he can make things straight and proper. And that is a possibility. A very powerful possibility. So what are we left to do? To brand our product OR. Let it be MK standby generator. We shouldn't deny that fact. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. So those challenges you have been, you earlier mentioned, we have people fighting us like Tamale, Mirundi and all of that. No. Tamale, Mirundi is not fighting anyone. In case he fights anyone, he discriminates. He fights everyone. Recently just said, if science is the best, that vacate the seat of power and put there Dr. Vesige because he's a scientist. So let us not waste so much time on that, because Tamale is rather an intelligent man who knows when to talk and when to go silent. We only simply have to keep moving forward. But MK should also have a standby generator. And that is our responsibility, which we have to take on. And as soon